Throughout this course, I have learned many things about the nature of science. To start, I have learned about scientific inquiry. This is the questions that we have about the world around us. For example, I have used my own scientific inquiry project. My question was, does the type of material used affect the distance a paper airplane travels? I used computer paper, paper towel, and a shopping bag. After 3 trials of each, I determined that the heavier the material, the farther the distance traveled. Great scientists inquire many questions to begin their experiments. Next, I learned what it takes to be a citizen scientist. Citizen scientists engage in nature around them. For example, volunteers can go to a local area every night for a few weeks and record the frog noises that they hear. They can report their findings to a local science institution to assist in local experiments. Next, I learned about misconceptions. As an educator, we will be faced with many misconceptions from students. In order to be aware of this, students need to participate in discussions and teachers need to observe them during hands-on activities. For example, a student might assume all rocks are classified the same. We will have to arrange lessons and activities to ensure that students are understanding different characteristics of rocks and how they are classified under each name. Next, we have investigatable questions. An investigatable question would be a scientist observing a piece of paper and asking if, I wonder if this paper is smooth or rough before they begin feeling it. Scientists use investigatable questions to begin their scientific process of experimenting and answering questions about the world. Next is the 5 E's of science: engagement, exploration, explanation, elaboration, and evaluation. For this example, I created a lesson for first grade students about constellations. They will incorporate these 5 E's by finding information about a certain constellation, learning how it shifts, and then presenting it to the class. These are important because students are learning about different elements to achieve scientific success. Next, we have integration. I have learned that by integrating subjects such as technology, art, math, and language arts, children will enhance their skills in multiple areas and can incorporate their own interests while working with science. In order to achieve these experiments successfully, I have learned how to manage and safely conduct science lessons. Safety is one of the most important factors for students while conducting experiments. I will ensure that before every experiment, students will be aware of the rules, and I will have constant reminders around the classroom, such as this, to always remember to wear your goggles. In order for scientists to observe, they will use either qualitative or quantitative observations. This helps them to record accurate information. For example, a qualitative observation would be using your senses. So in this case, the leaves are green. A quantitative is a measurement observation. So for this example, this leaf is about 3 inches wide. You can use this information to give accurate reports. This is an example of a graph report that I used in my paper airplane experiment. This graph shows that the shopping bag paper airplane flew the farthest and the paper towel the least distance, to conclude that the heavier the material, the farther the distance traveled. Lastly, I learned about inferences. Scientists deal with many inferences while completing their observations. In this example, I would infer that the dog is tired because he has been playing in the sun all day. Inferences are important for the nature of science so we can make reasonable assumptions to begin answering our questions. Overall, I have learned a lot about the nature of science that I will carry on into my future classroom and even in everyday life. I am excited to learn and grow as an educator and scientist.